What is up, everybody? Welcome back to XP League Week 6 Apex Legends Gold. We've got some exciting Apex action lined up for you today. But first and foremost, let me go ahead and see some GLHFs in the chat as we go over the one and only GLHF pledge. Good luck, have fun as a promise too. Set a positive example with my behavior. Show integrity by honoring the rules. Be a good sport whether I win or lose. Recognize that my words have real impact. Speak up against discrimination, harassment, and abuse. To stop, listen, and reassess if I'm told that my words or actions are harmful. And to, most of all, respect others even if their sincere opinions are different than my own. With that in mind, let us go ahead and hop right into the Apex action. We've got an absolute banger going on this week, and I just wanted to take a second before we get things off the ground to go over the standings as of week 6. So at the top of the league right now, the Augusta Gnomes Mowers with a very dominant performance thus far. Troy Apex Eagles B in second place. Augusta Gnomes Blades pulling up in third. The Cupertino and Irvine Grizzlies in fourth. The Hanover Horde in fifth. Cincinnati Lions in sixth. Franklin Phoenix in 7th, the Triangle Shogun in 8th, Franklin Samurai in 9th, Omaha Infinity Gold Black in 10th, Troy Apex Eagles in 11th, Ash Grill and Greenville is in 12th, the Augusta Gnomes Ants is in 13th, Madworth Marvels coming up in 14th, the Cincinnati Lions Black in 15th, the Wichita Bearded Dragons in 16th, Augusta Gnomes Darts in 17th, Wellington Mustangs Gold in 18th, and pulling up the rear, the Irvine Dragons X Squad. That all being said, we are coming into quite an interesting match today on World's Edge. Last week we were on Olympus, but this week things have switched up. Let's go ahead and take a look around the map, see what we have got going on. Squads all the way across the map this time. Not a whole lot going on early. So let's go ahead and move around, see what we have got going on. We do find ourselves right now taking a look at the Wellington Mustangs. See what they've got going on. Fade, Lumi, and Sprite Cranberry Drink are going to grab some of those early supplies, get kitted up and ready for that later part of the game. I have noticed quite a bit of the strategy with a lot of these early teams is just making sure that you get enough equipment to make your way into the later part of the game. Players generally find themselves avoiding a lot of those early conflicts to ensure that they are able to keep themselves competitive for ranking points later. Although you could also say that the difference of that is also true with some of these squads playing incredibly aggressive early on to try and get some kill pressure, to try and deny the other teams opportunities to keep themselves locked in and going down until the later part of the game. Taking a look around right now, we do see Ogie Bo, a good friend Doom, out already, and Ogie Bo trying to keep himself hidden here for the Irvine Dragons. Hanging out on the side of the map down here. It appears that he has been left alone for the moment, so we are going to move on from there. Madworth with Zool, Swifty, and Kaon as well. A lot of the same things, picking up some of that early equipment, making sure they get kitted out for the later game. We will just have to wait and see if we can find some conflict going on. See who is engaged in some of that early combat. Once again, the circle has not closed in just yet. Find ourselves with Nate Dogg, Sly Fox, and Mr. Me. So, again, you're going to see much of the same story pretty much all the way across the map. With, at least for the most part, a lot of these teams just hanging out. Zero, Infinite Vibes, and Captain Grimm. Captain Grimm has already been on the receiving end of quite a bit of damage here. Zero, very, very low, is going to be the next one to go down. Infinite Vibes down as well. And that is already a squad out of the equation. 16 squads left before even the first storm closure is finished out here. Cincinnati Lions Black, the one who are the winners in that conflict. Water Can't Aim, JS Legend, Ramadan Text.txt. Ah, that's an incredible name. And anything that's got .jpeg.txt, I always find myself to be a fan of. I think it just adds to the overall creativity, makes you think, gives you good nostalgia vibes. At least for the moment, we do see quite a few teams opting for the strategy of hanging out on the outside of the storm. JSL Legends, Water Cannon, and Ramadan doing their best here to pin down these running players. JS Legends the one to go down first here in the conflict. Ramadan getting dangerously low as well. Able to make it out at least for the moment. Trying to put on some shields to get back into the fight and up his down teammate. Overjoy Fool 48 and squad not able to capitalize in that particular engagement. Cincinnati Lions once again the ones to take the victory there. Scribbles, Arkham, and Gakabolicus maybe flying in, trying to be the third party here. We do see him pushing in towards yet another building. Still kind of in that, and we're only in the second round, so we're still in that equipment, sort of getting kitted out phase of the game. So there is some early fighting going on around the outside of the circle, but as generally is the case with Apex, not a whole lot going to be happening until the later phases of the game. A lot of these early engagements are coming off the backs of players just getting caught out during that hunt for equipment. And while most of the XP League squads have got their equipment routes figured out, at least for the most part, that does not mean that other players will not take advantage of knowing where others are going. Thank you, chat. Just updated me that I do not have the game sound running. Give me just 1 second. Hold on just a moment. All right, we are getting some technical problems worked out here this morning. So I want to take the opportunity to get things worked out here. I just want to offer a reminder to everybody here. Make sure you're staying hydrated and getting some snacks and the like. Alright, I do believe that I've gotten things worked out for the moment. But just let me know. Chat is usually very good about keeping us on top of things, and we are quite appreciative of the XP League community. Always on top of things, keeping us accountable here on the production side. I do see we've got quite a few supporters out there in the chat. Again, a huge thank you to everybody who shows up to support these awesome Apex Gold teams. I am more than certain that they appreciate your support just as much as we do here on the broadcast. But with that in mind, I see some Go Gnome Ants, Go Shogun, etc. If you've got a team or a player that you are particularly invested in that you would love to see their POV, we're more than willing to accommodate and let you check out your favorite players. So if there's somebody that you would like to see, just let us know and we will do our very best to give you that opportunity. I do see the game sound being a little bit low, so let's go ahead and turn that up just a little bit.
Thank you.
There we go. Finally, we are finding ourselves in a bit of a long-range conflict here. The Triangle Shogun taking some pot shots here. Yeti can't aim, Triangle, an Agate Moth with the long-range weaponry. I think it's a pot shots with the Sentinel here. It's certainly better than I am. Oh, that's a nice shot up the zip line there. Not quite able to land the kill there. But Agate Moth with some pretty good shots there. They've got a nice high ground position here on the edge of the storm. They are going to have to reposition here in just a little bit as the circle closes. I do see Kaon, Swifty, and Zool in the midst of a conflict of their own here against Mr. Tiger Fox, Dr. Igneous, and Welsh. It appears Dr. Igneous and the Gnome Darts are not on the upper side of this conflict just yet. Madworth trying to make their presence known. Welsh going to be the one to go down here. It's a nice shot by Kaon. As the fight continues, circle going to be closing up here in about 45 seconds. We are going to start to see a lot of the melee here. A lot of these fights are going to start picking up as these players have already got themselves, at least for the most part, kitted out and ready to go. Kaon working on yet another enemy here. Is going to pick it up. Mr. Tiger Fox, the one to go down. Looking for possibly a double kill, but is going to get taken down. Kaon on the ground and in the need of his teammates. Swifty, the one to respond. Taking some pot shots of his own. Kaon is back into the equation, but is going to get downed almost immediately. Dr. Igneous, the one taken out at the end there. Madworth coming out on top. Don't get me wrong, we are not done yet. Wellington Mustangs out here on the edge of the circle. Loomy, Sprite, Cranberry, Drinker, and Fade getting some work done. Taking some pot shots again at some of these pinned players. There's so many locked down here close together. We do see Madworth actually now possibly in combat here against the Mustangs. They are in very close proximity to one another, but I do believe they are going to split apart at least for the moment. Mustangs making their way out. Circle getting dangerously closed in here now. We find ourselves with the Lions. Nate Dogg, Mr. Me, and Sly Fox still hanging out here. Mr. Me just got res and is already down almost 80% HP on the run here. Now with the medkit able to get himself topped back off. Four teams in such close proximity to one another. It is actually a wonder that they have not gone down yet. I see Ramadan.txt taking down Saberific somewhere else on the map. Slug Life, Booger, and Muncher for the Hanover Horde out here in the tunnel. Slug Life did some nice shots there. Pretty much all body shots, but I don't think they've pinned down his location just yet. 9 squads left and 15 seconds to our next circle closure.
Enemy landing near me. They just can't resist me, can they?
I think this is going to be our next big engagement here. The Lions, JSL Legend, Ramadan.txt, and Water Can't Aim. Pulling up here around the side of Booger Muncher and Slug Life. We also see Jay So Cool solo the YOLO. I believe as a solo here, Grim Blade for the Asheville Bears no longer in the game. Playing the survival horror style Apex, just trying to keep himself safe around the corner. We are pulling up here into a 3-team conflict. The ring getting dangerously close here. Jay So Cool and company trying to make their way back in, but taking lots of damage. Pinned down in the corner. Jay So Cool going to be already taken down there, leaving just Minky in the heat shield. Wants to be the savior here, but is the only one left standing for the Cupertino Grizzly. Making his way out. He's got to get back in the ring to keep his team up for the game here. He's finally able to make it out, but is going to get taken down. Muncher, the one to deliver the killing blow. And now back with the Madworth roster. Kaon, Zool, and Swifty. 8 squads left and 20 players left standing so far. As we reach the critical point here. Slug Life, Booger, and Muncher. The Hanover Horde. Slug Life trying to make it over to his teammate to go ahead and get that revive. 7 squads, 19 players. Hanover Horde under a lot of pressure, a lot of fire here. Slug Life and Muncher already down. Booger the last one standing. And Hanover Horde is going to get taken out there on the edge of the storm.
Get your asses there.
That way. Come on.
And the Lions, Ramadan, Waterkant Dame, and JS Legend. It seems to be in a pretty comfortable position here. Like EJ Dead Rider getting taken out there by Agate Moth up in the kill feed. Some nice shots for Waterkant Aim. Clearly did not think his name through all the way. Kaon getting taken out by Strike Cranberry Drinker and finished off there as well. Waterkant Aim with a really nice position there. The drop on a couple of enemy players. Not quite able to get that Phoenix Kit channel off just yet. And now locked down behind the box here. Ramadan the one to go down. JS Legend still up and going to go down. Waterkant Aim the only one left standing in a 1v3. Things looking pretty desperate here and is going to fall. The Mustangs, the one on top of that particular conflict. But you do not have time to stand still. 3 squads left. 2 sets of 3 and a 2-piece. The Lion Sly Fox already out. Just Mr. Me and It's Nate Dogg trying to keep things hanging on here for that placement. The Triangle Shogun, the Mustangs, and Lions Orange, the only 3 teams left standing at the end of our first round of play. At least for the moment, it seems that for the most part, they're opting to not go for the head-on attack. They're waiting for the repositioning by the storm. They're trying to get a more tactical advantage, stay up on the high ground, not get themselves isolated, because that is how you guarantee that you stay in the thick of things. Still 3 squads down here. The Mustangs taking some cheap pot shots, lobbing over some artillery, and I believe now they are going to be making the push over, getting a little bit of regen shot in as well. There is no time and no economy left to keep avoiding these conflicts. The players are going to have to face up to one another, as only one squad can come out at the end of this on top. Lions Orange on the very edge of the storm. Finally, we do have the conflict coming in. 2v3. Nate Dogg already out. And the Lions are going to be taken out there. 2 squads left. 2 full sets of 3. Fade and Lumi down for the Mustangs, leaving just Sprite Cranberry Drinker, the last one standing. Trying to be the hero for the team here, but it is not going to work. Triangle Shogun picking up the win in round number 1.
We have our Apex champions.
An absolutely fantastic performance there. Congratulations on the win, my friends. Let's go ahead and take a look at our standings for the round. Triangle Shogun with 8 kills, picking up the victory. Mustangs in second with a respectable 5. Lions Orange picking up third. Lions Black in fourth with 15 kills. An absolute highway robbery to not get the victory with that much kill participation. Madworth pulling up in 5th with 7 eliminations. Troy Evo Eagles in 6th with 0. Hanover Horde, 5 eliminations in 7th. The Asheville Bears with 1 in 8th. Cupertino Grizzly with 4 in 9th. The Gnome Mowers, 10th place, 1 elimination. The Irvine Dragons in 11th. The Gnome Darts in 12th. Franklin Samurai in 13th. Gnome Blades picking up 14th place. The Gnome Ants in 15th. Omaha Infinity in 16th. Nisi? Not sure which team that is in 17th. And the Franklin Phoenix coming up in the rear 18th as a solo. So we will be back here in just a minute here with our second and final round of Apex Gold, week number 6. You will not want to miss it. Be back here in just a minute. Welcome back, everybody. For those of you who missed out on the exciting round number 1 action of our Week 6 Apex Legends Gold action, Triangle Shogun picking up the victory in the first round of play. Mustangs bringing up second, and the Lions Orange coming in third. Be very interested to see if things get shaken up here in our second and final round of play for the week. Just as a reminder for everybody, make sure if you haven't already, go ahead and grab a bottle of water, grab a snack, grab something and settle in. Keep yourself hydrated, do a posture check, make sure you're taking good care of yourself, because that's what I want, and that's what the players want. But no, that all being said, I am very excited to jump into our second and final round of action for the week. Once again, players dropping out a lot, not very much of anybody dropping middle map this time around. It appears that for the most part, everybody has taken their way all the way to the outer side of the map. There's no one. There is not a single squad that dropped center map this time around. There was a couple last round, but every single squad dropped outside of the first circle this time around, which I think is absolutely incredible. As it stands, there are only 4 squads out of the 19 in lobby that actually started the round in circle. Let's go ahead and take a little visit here with the Mustang, Sprite, Cranberry Drinker, Lumi, and Fade. Still in that looting phase of the game, as we mentioned last time. That pretty much was how it played out all the way across the board. You had that looting phase, and some of the earlier teams got picked out just because they didn't have the opportunity to get kitted out. And then for the remainder of the game, it's pretty much the formula for Apex. All of the other teams made it deep game until everybody had sufficient equipment, and a lot of those later game fights were the decider. There's not a whole lot happening very early here. And I see Ogibo getting taken out very early there. I'm trying to find where that is so far on the map. Let's take a look over here. Red Guy and Ray-Ban. I'm not sure which team this is. But they were playing as a duo in a trios world. So some credit has absolutely got to be given there. Good on them. Irvine Dragons, Ogibo, the one to go down first so far in this engagement. Just got a little bit unlucky, I think. Doom with the attempted recovery, trying to keep the Dragons in here. Yo King and Lumi, I see, getting kills each respectively. Sprite, Cranberry Drinker, the one on the receiving end there. We do see the Mustangs getting the revive off there. So Sprite, Cranberry Drinker down for only just a little bit. And with the Phoenix Kick, going to be able to get himself back into the combat. And it does seem the Mustangs are actually the ones taking some offense here. The tracking not quite going to work for Lumi there. Not able to catch out the retreating player. But a good recovery there by the Mustangs, getting their downed player back into the equation. And really, that is what you expect from the team that was able to pick up the second place victory last time around. They've already proven that they can be a contender in this match.
Let's go. That way.
The Bearded Dragons, Infinite Vibes, Minty, and Zero up here on the upper side of the map. Storm Circle is closing here in about 2.5 minutes now. And around that time, I do think we are going to exit the looting phase of the game, and things are going to start picking up substantially.
I like the feel of that spot. Let's go.
And really, that is where things start to get interesting with Apex. Excuse me. A lot of this early phase of the game, similar to most Battle Royales in that regard, is that there's not a whole lot to look at, not a whole lot going on for a lot of the early part of the game. It's just looting simulator, trying to keep yourself hidden, trying to establish a bit more of a proactive tactical location, find a nice high ground on the edge or in the inner part of the Storm Circle, keep yourself safe, and don't get into too many fights. That is how you're going to see a lot of those teams ensuring that they're able to get enough points based on placement, is just not taking those early one-sided fights. You look to take advantage of other teams looting, try to get the drop on somebody, but aside from that, there are not very many just straight up one-on-one, hold down the W key and run in kind of fights here. Troy of the Eagles in a little bit of a rough spot here. Yo King already down here. EJ Dead Rider trying to be, once again, we've seen a lot of hero plays trying to happen here. One squad already out so far. I believe it may have been our solo. I'm not 100% on that. Once again, it's just all the teams hanging out either on the very edge of the circle or outside of it entirely. Even from the beginning of the drop phase, there were not a lot of teams on this inner part of the map, and the same remains true as we get even deeper into the round. 20 seconds now until the circle does start, finishes closing. And we've got a couple teams still hanging out deep in the storm. Red Guy and Raven for this team, making their way back into the circle, but just hanging out on the edge. Maybe running in. There's a couple of squads here. Cupertino Grizzly, the Triangle Shogun, which are our last round's winner. Yeti Can't Aim, Agate Moth, and Triangle XP 12. I do think we are going to have some conflict happening here very shortly. We do hear the shots coming in, and the Shogun are on a bit of a retreating angle, just trying to make their way away from some of these other encroaching squads. Cupertino Grizzly hot on the trail. Finally taking some shots there. Triangle is going to get dropped there. Mayonnaise, the one delivering, is going to, I believe, finish him off. And that leaves last round's victors already down a player. We are not even all the way through our second round. Mustang, Sprite, Cranberry Drinker, Lumi, and Fade taking some shots here themselves on a bit of an off angle, trying to retreat. But elevation and high ground is everything in a Battle Royale, and Apex is no exception. The team that has got the highest position is generally the ones who are going to be the ones who are going to be the ones. See, sometimes you just end up repeating the same words, and it just works. But the Mustangs, I do think, are going to be able to make their way out here. Sprite Cranberry Drinker hot on the trail. And just like that, they have flipped things around, and suddenly they are the aggressors. They're going to be hunting down the Cupertino Grizzly. I do not believe have noticed that they have got another squad tailing them just yet. And as the circle starts to close in here, still 18 squads left. Been almost no. There's been a couple of downs, but there's not really been much in the way of full kills or eliminations so far yet this game. But now as the circle closes down, it is going to be unavoidable, and unavoidable it is. The Mustangs Bravo, Lifelines, and Barbecue Midas. Barbecue Midas already down here. And Lifelines, we see this over and over. One player trying to be the savior for their squad, keep things competitive. And Lifelines may be the one to get away here. If the medkit is able to keep himself up, at least for the moment. But I would be surprised if this squad over here, the Mustangs, are going to let him get back into the circle. So Raven having a little bit of a lag problem there. On the engage is going to get taken down. Red guy trying to make his way over to his fallen teammate and stay competitive again. The revive coming through, but is not going to work. The Omaha Infinity, the ones to deliver the killing blow and pick up some of that tasty loot. 15 squads now, and as I mentioned, there's so much happening across the map now. Doom and Ogibo trying to make their way into the circle, but they are caught in the crosshairs. HP bars dangerously, dangerously low. Trying to keep themselves up here for the Irvine Dragons. Ogibo getting it dropped, leaving just Doom by himself with a bit of a rotation here. Having to leave his teammate behind. The Omaha Infinity taking out 2 full squads there. Moving on in to some of these interior buildings on the very inside of the circle. Lions Black, Water Can Aim, JSL Legend, and Ramadan.txt locked down on the inside of this building. JSL with a lot of good shots there, getting some chip damage with his Peacekeeper. There's just too many enemies going on here. The kill feed is going absolutely insane. Squads and players dropping left and right across the map. There is just so much going on within this single building. Water Can't Aim, the last man standing. Trying to keep the Lions Black in here, but they are going to be taken down there. Madworth, the winners, taking down another 2 full squads, and they just cannot be stopped. Zul, Kaon, and Swifty are the ones on top. And that is so much loot to be picked up. 12 squads left now. 6 full squads taken down in the span of about a minute and a half. Just like we were saying it was going to happen, and we're not done yet. Omaha Infinity here. If I could switch player POVs, that would be really nice. You see another couple of kills popping up in the feed there. Woomy and Minky. And Mayonnaise is an instrument taking down Fade with a double kill. Jay So Cool taking down Sprite Cranberry Drinker as well. And I believe that this is what we're looking at. Fade, the last man standing for the Mustangs. Doing his best to escape and recover. The second place team of the last round not wanting to go down so quickly and so early. do think Fade is going to be able to get the recovery off here. A double revive in the works here, and the Mustangs, bar something catastrophic happening, are going to have a full recovery, not even losing a single member.
I suggest we analyze those grounds.
Mustangs, Bravo, Barbecue Midas, and Lifelines hanging out on the outside of the ring. 10 seconds now until the circle does begin to close. They're going to be caught in between. Actually, it's a little bit of a rival here. The Mustangs, Bravo, and the other Mustangs. Cupertino Grizzly pinned down here in the corner. Minky Mayonnaise and Jay So Cool currently locked up against Hanover Horde. Side by side, right next to each other. I do not believe that they have noticed each other yet, actually. Plenty of shots being taken across the board. The Bearded Dragons as well on the outside of the circle. Grimblade and Jay So Cool taken down there. Kaon, the new kill leader, with 4. 9 squads left. And the circle getting locked up here.
I think we should move that way.
Madworth still very much in the equation. Swifty, Zul, and Kaon, a very exemplary performance so far, keeping themselves up and alive. 9 squads and 1 minute now left. The Gnome Ants of Scribbles, Gakabolicus, and Arkham as well. Still very much there. Let's go ahead and take a visit. Let's see who else is left in the picture. Actually, may want to take just a second. Gnome Ants under fire. Possibly looking for a bit of a reposition. Kaon, a headshot on Overjoyed Fool 48. Going to be taking him down.
Probe that sector over there.
We've got the Mustangs, Bravo, Cupertino Grizzly. Sprite Primary Drinker. Bit of a fight here as well. Picks up the Elim there on Muncher. And that is another squad taken out of the picture. 7 left now.
Let's go over there.
The Omaha Infinity keeping it competitive here as well. Overjoyed Fool, I did see get taken out just a couple minutes ago. Just barely able to make it out alive there with the invisibility. That is going to be it. Kaon dropping out to the ring. 6 squads remaining as we get down to our final end game of the period, our final round. Cupertino Grizzly mid-fight once again. It just seems that the combat follows them non-stop. But all 3 members still up. 12 players left on the lobby, 4 squads. And they are holding it down, at least for now. 50 seconds left. Bearded Dragons are going to get taken down there. But that is not going to be the end of the story. The combat has not ended just yet. Cupertino Grizzly, the Mustangs, and Madworth, the 3 squads still left standing. But as we've said time and time again, only one can pick up the victory here. Madworth under fire. A very precarious final circle here. Not a whole lot of places to hide. Not a whole lot of ground to be taken. Swifty taking some pot shots there. Going to be dropping mayonnaise. He's not done yet. Continuing to put on the pressure. Still 3 squads and 9 players up. But there are a couple downs across the squads. Kaon, Zul, and Swifty looking to possibly take advantage here. Jaso Cool, Minky, and Mayonnaise still keeping themselves up as well. Fade, Lumi, and Sprite Cranberry Drinker with the high ground. As of now, it does appear to still be anybody's game. Sprite Cranberry Drinker getting very low, and Lumi going down on the very edge of the storm, dropping down. Might be able to get his Phoenix Kit off to keep himself up. Lumi taking down Fade as well. Sprite Cranberry Drinker, the last one standing for the Mustangs. And Madworth, the ones now with the high ground. A very aggressive push by Kaon. And this appears to be the final stretch here. 2 squads left. Sprite Cranberry Drinker, the last man standing, trying to pull out the victory for the Mustangs. But it is not enough. Madworth pick up the round 2 victory. Excellent performance there for Madworth. Getting the W, Kaon, Zool, and Swifty. Go ahead and take a look at our match summary. Madworth, an absolutely dominant performance. The victory and 21 team kills to boot. Mustangs keeping it consistent, coming up in second with 6. Cupertino Grizzly in third with 9. Bearded Dragons coming up in fourth. The Gnome Ants in fifth with 1. Mustangs Bravo in sixth. The Omaha Infinity in 7th with 5 eliminations. Hanover Horde in 8th. The Gnome Mowers in 9th. The Asheville Bears in 10th with 1. Irvine Dragons in 11th. Triangle Shogun in 12th. The Gnome Darts in 13th with 2. Lions Black in 14th with 2 as well. Gnome Blades in 15th. Troy Evo Eagles in 16th with a single. Nisi in 17th. Lions Orange in 18th, and the Franklin Samurai again as a solo, bringing up the rear at 19th. That is gonna do it for our Apex Legends Gold Week 6 broadcast for the day. I just want to take an opportunity now to go ahead and say a big thank you to the players of the XP League Apex Legends Gold squads for putting on such an amazing performance today. Really taking the sportsmanship values of XP League to heart, putting on a great demonstration of the things that XP League students are capable of. I also want to send out a big thank you to the coaches for each one of the teams for enabling the players to learn, to grow, and to inspire us with their performance and their teachings. Say a big thank you to the families of XP League for being willing to put their students into our programs to allow us to enrich their lives with education, sportsmanship values, and good conduct. And finally, a big thank you to the league commissioners and the owners of XP League franchises for once again enabling these teams and coaches and families to take advantage of the opportunities that XP League offers in terms of coaching, development, and progress. If you enjoyed the broadcast today, we've got a couple of chat commands that you can take advantage of. If you're interested in joining an XP League team, you saw the stream, you feel inspired, and you want to join, feel free to use the command !join XPL to learn more about joining your very own XPL team. If you're thinking about owning your own XP League franchise, again, if you felt inspired by today's broadcast and you want to open up an XP League of your very own, use the command !franchise to get more information on how to do that. If you're interested in any camps going on hosted by XP League, !camps will get you all the information that you need. And if you enjoyed the broadcast, if you enjoyed the shoutcasting, enjoyed the commentary, and you want to give us a tip, !tip will allow you to support your local hungry shoutcasters. Tips are not expected, but they are always appreciated. I have been Mesby with XP League today, and thank you once again, everyone, for joining us for our Apex Legends Gold Week number 6 Summer Split. We'll be back in just a little bit with some Fortnite action that you will not want to miss, but at least for the moment, I've been Mesby. Have a great one.